In last video, we created objects or generated objects using functions. I'm gonna copy paste this code in my Visual Studio. Okay, so in this video, we're gonna talk about prototypal nature. Whenever we create an object, let's say this new user or user one, by passing it and taking it over here, we are creating an object, an empty object. A function or an object or a user may have many methods attached to it. So this was increment method. There might be other methods as well. There might be login method, there might be logout method, there might be avatar function methods. So whenever we're creating an object, we are taking up space from the memory for storing these functions, whether or not we are using this method for that user. So again, we are doing what we are breaking our principle of DRY, do not repeat yourself. But we have to do or think of a solution. So whenever we need this method only, then use this function or method. Okay, so what we will do is create an object where we will store all our methods in that object. Okay, so I'm gonna create an object const function store, and I'm gonna paste this increment method over here. Okay, or I'm gonna just cut this from here. I'm gonna type it over here, increment. So we will store this increment method over here. I'm gonna say that this is a function, and here I will do whatever is passed in. I'm gonna increase that score by referring to the current object, this dot score to be plus plus. I'm gonna create another method. This would be login function, and this would do just console log, you are logged in. Okay, so now the question okay, what's the issue over here? Function. Okay, sorry. Okay, so now the question arises is, if I create an object user1 for this function, I'm gonna zoom it a little bit and push it over here. Okay, if I create this user1 and call this let's say I'm gonna call this user1 dot increment, this is gonna give me an error because this is not inside this user creator. Okay, it was there before, so I called that and it used that increment method, but now the increment method moved over here. How do Okay, let's check if it works or not in my Google Chrome. Okay, if I go to my Chrome developer tools, and so I can see over here that user1.increment is not a function. Okay, so how do we link to this increment method over here? So what we will do is type in object dot create and pass in func store. If I now call this function, so now this would have linked to this func store, and now if I use this user1.increment, I can use this increment method or login method as well. If I go to my Google Chrome now and refresh the page, so now the error is gone. So this was the prototypal nature of JavaScript. How did this happen is, if I console log user1 and refresh the page, so there is a name and field, and if I expand this, let me just okay, let's just expand it. Okay, there is property called underscore underscore proto underscore underscore, okay, or underscore proto underscore. It is happening because of this, it is linking because of this proto property. Okay, this proto has some methods already that are associated with it. If I expand it, there is an increment. If you can see that this is the increment and login with it, and we can expand it again to see that this has all of these methods associated with it. So what it is doing over here is not copying this func store over here, and underscore proto underscore is doing what is just referring or linking to this func store, and now these are used only when they are required. So this was the prototypal nature of JavaScript, and this is very sophisticated way of writing the code. And in next video we are going to talk about when we have multiple objects to link, what would we have to do. Okay, that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching.